lesson, we're gonna jump right into it and talk about art and money. I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, oh my gosh, art can be really expensive. I have no idea how much I should spend or how much I even can spend. In this lesson, we'll talk about exactly how to determine your budget for art. And you'll walk away from the lesson with a clear budget you can stick to and a full understanding of how you got to that budget based on the 3 trade-offs you're willing to make. So the first trade-off to think about is size. In general, small pieces are gonna cost much less than a huge piece that spans the entire size of your wall, or even half of the size of your wall. So if size is really important to you, and if you want something really big, consider starting your budget at about $1,000. And if you're okay buying something a little bit smaller, maybe 20 by 20 or smaller than that, you can start your budget at $100 to $200. So you really have to ask yourself, how important is size? Now, this brings me to the second trade-off that you'll have to consider when determining your budget for art. And that second trade-off is scarcity. In general, the more rare the piece of art, the more expensive it is. Think about a piece of original art, for example. It's one of a kind, there's only one, and no one else is getting that thing. So if it's really important for you to have an original piece, you should really think about starting your budget at about $1,500. Now, compare that to a print where the artist decided to make, let's say, 200 copies. This is called an edition to print, and we'll talk a little bit more about prints versus originals in lesson number 3. But what you need to know for now is that if you're okay with there being more than one, you can think about starting your budget at $100 to $200. So how important is it for you to have a rare piece? Here's the third and final factor you have to think about when considering your budget. In general, artists with more established resumes and more exposure have more expensive artwork. So if it's really important for you to have art by a household name like Andy Warhol, then you can expect to start your budget at about $5,000. And this might not be for an original piece or for a piece that's very big. If you're interested in emerging and up-and-coming artists, you can set your budget a little bit lower, somewhere between $1,000 to $3,000. And if it's not really all that important to you how established the artist's career is, then you can buy art somewhere between $100 and $200. So ask yourself, how much do I care about the artist's career? As I said, I want you to walk away with a clear budget range that you can stick to. So check out the quiz below and answer some questions about which of these 3 factors you care about the most: size, scarcity, and artist's career. And I'll let you know what budget makes sense for you to stick to based on your interests, and I'll also send you some awesome links to cool websites that sell great art in your budget.